You open your phone for just a second, and suddenly 5 minutes are gone. You don't remember choosing what to click. You just remember that something pulled you in, almost like your emotions were hijacked before you even felt them. And in that tiny moment, the moment you thought was harmless, something inside you shifted. Something you didn't authorize, something designed to influence you without your permission. Subscribe for deeper AI psychology. Subscribe if you want to upgrade the mind that algorithms try to predict. You ever notice how your mood changes before you even understand why? One moment you're calm, the next you feel restless, or irritated, or strangely energized. And you don't trace it back to the feed you scrolled through or the video that auto-played, because your brain moves on fast while your emotions stay behind. That's the part most people never catch. Your emotions don't update as fast as your technology does. And AI knows it. You think you're reacting to the world. But most of the time, you're reacting to what an algorithm placed in front of you 0.3 seconds earlier. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is ancient, and your technology is evolving faster than your awareness. And this is where the hidden influence begins. You wake up, you pick the phone, you swipe, but that moment doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to the algorithm that has watched you for months. An algorithm that has memorized your frustration patterns, your boredom patterns, your hope patterns. It knows when you're avoiding something in your life. It knows when you're searching for validation. It knows when you're emotionally fragile, and when you're ready to click anything that feels like comfort. AI reads your micro-behaviours the way a psychologist reads a case file, except it reads millions of them every second. A human brain needs time, context, memory. AI needs none of that. It needs only the data you've left behind, like footprints you never saw. Think about it. When you scroll past something too fast, AI labels you. When you stop for half a second, AI labels you. When your thumb hesitates, even for a micro moment, AI labels you. When your face reacts subtly, even if you don't consciously notice, AI learns tiny patterns, invisible to you, obvious to the machine. And every time you react emotionally, you confirm something it already predicted. But here's the darker truth. AI doesn't just learn how you feel. It learns how to make you feel. It learns your triggers, your cravings, your insecurities, your emotional shortcuts, and then it adjusts what you see based on what will pull the strongest reaction from you. You think it's random? You think the right video just appeared? You think the recommended post just made sense? No, it was calculated. Calculated using your past emotions to control your current ones. You're not being manipulated by content. You're being manipulated by your own data, weaponized against you. And it gets deeper. See, human brains don't like uncertainty. We crave prediction. We crave patterns. We crave emotional closure. AI gives you the illusion of all three. You feel bored. AI gives you novelty. You feel lonely. AI gives you connection. You feel insecure. AI gives you comparison. You feel stressed. AI gives you distraction. Every time your emotional state becomes unstable, AI stabilizes it in the way that benefits the platform, not you. That's the silent influence. Not loud, not dramatic, not something you can see happening, but you feel it. In the way your attention shrinks, in the way your mood swings faster, in the way your inner calm becomes shorter, in the way your thoughts lose depth, in the way you become addicted to emotional shortcuts instead of emotional mastery. You ever feel tired without doing anything? Overstimulated without being productive? Overwhelmed without knowing why? That's emotional fatigue. And AI loves emotional fatigue, because an emotionally fatigued mind is easier to predict, easier to influence, easier to control. Let me take you deeper. Imagine your brain at rest. It's scanning your environment, slow, natural, stable. Then you touch your phone, and your environment becomes artificially engineered. Every pixel is designed with psychological intention. Every color triggers a neural response. Every transition stimulates your dopamine cycle. Your brain goes from walking to sprinting without warning. And the longer it sprints, the more emotional shortcuts it takes. Now imagine an AI system watching you during all of this, not judging you, just analyzing you. Each scroll becomes a biological signal. Each pause becomes a behavioral confession. Each late-night search becomes an emotional vulnerability. AI learns the version of you that you don't even admit to yourself. You think you hide your insecurities? Your late-night scrolling exposes them. You think you hide your fears? Your search history reveals them. You think you hide your desires? Your digital behavior screams them. AI listens quietly, patiently, consistently. And here's what comes next. AI begins predicting your behavior faster than your conscious mind can. Not in theory, in real time. Your brain takes 300–500 milliseconds to process an emotion. AI takes less than 10 milliseconds to respond to it. You're always behind the algorithm, always reacting to something it already anticipated. That's why sometimes you feel like the content understands you. It doesn't. It predicts you. It calculates you. It simulates you. And you step into a loop without realizing. The stimulation loop, the validation loop, the curiosity loop, the insecurity loop, the fear loop. And loops are emotional cages, disguised as choices. Here's the darkest part. You think you're choosing, but AI saw the choice minutes before your brain did. Let that sink in. Your future reactions already mapped. Your future emotions already shaped. Your future impulses already predicted. But wait, this is not where your story ends. Because the same AI that influences you can strengthen you. The same technology that tries to predict you can help you become unpredictable. The same emotional patterns that are used to control you can be flipped to empower you. But you need to understand the mechanism first. Let me break it down simply. Human emotions are chemical. AI predictions are mathematical. Humans follow instincts. AI follows data. Humans get distracted. AI gets sharper. Humans repeat patterns unconsciously. AI detects patterns relentlessly. This imbalance is what gives AI the advantage. But when you bring awareness into the equation, when you understand your emotional triggers, when you see your loops, when you recognize the moment you're being pulled, you break the pattern. AI cannot predict a mind that is aware of its own patterns. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to regain control, how to use AI the right way, how to reverse the emotional influence, how to create the strongest version of yourself in a digital world designed to weaken attention, and how to build a mind that algorithms cannot manipulate. Awareness changes the game, because the moment you start noticing your emotional shifts, the tiny ones, the subtle ones, the unconscious ones, the algorithm loses its grip. But here's the twist most people never realize. AI doesn't need your permission to influence you, but it does need your participation. And once you stop participating on autopilot, once you stop reacting without intention, once you slow your emotional impulses by even half a second, you disrupt the prediction cycle. And disrupting the prediction cycle is how you take back the part of your mind that AI quietly claimed. Let's go deeper. Think of your emotional system like a river. Most days, the river flows naturally, calm, steady, predictable. But AI doesn't wait for calm. AI jumps into the river with sharp, targeted waves, micro-stimuli, nudging your emotional direction without forcing it. It doesn't push you overtly. It pushes you subtly, enough to change your course by just a few degrees. Those tiny emotional shifts, they compound. A 1-degree emotional shift every day becomes an entirely different personality in a year. And that's what AI studies, not your dramatic emotions, your micro-emotions. The slight tightening of your jaw when you see something you don't like. The tiny smile when something confirms your bias. The micro-hesitation when you feel insecure. The rapid scroll when you're anxious. The slow scroll when you're lonely. These invisible signals become data, and data becomes prediction, and prediction becomes influence. But here's where the story changes. Because your brain has something AI doesn't: intentional awareness. AI can predict patterns, but it cannot override a conscious pattern break. Human awareness is the one thing the algorithm can't calculate accurately. When you observe your own mind, when you watch your own reactions, when you slow your impulses down by even a moment, you become the unpredictable variable. You become the outlier. You become the exception the system can't model properly. That's when you start taking back the emotional steering wheel. Let's break down the practical part, the part that actually frees your mind from the influence. Number 1. The 3-second pattern break. Every time your thumb reaches for the screen without intention, pause, even for 3 seconds. Those 3 seconds are a psychological reset. 3 seconds take your brain out of the automatic loop and into conscious control. Because when you pause, AI loses timing accuracy. When you pause, your emotions stop sprinting. When you pause, your dopamine stabilizes. You become harder to read and even harder to manipulate. Number 2, the emotional naming technique. Most people feel something and react instantly. Emotion, reaction, behavior. But here's the hack. When you name the emotion before reacting, I'm irritated, I'm bored, I'm anxious, I'm craving stimulation, the emotion loosens its grip. Neuroscience shows that naming a feeling reduces its intensity. And when intensity drops, predictability drops. And when predictability drops, AI loses its advantage. Number 3, control the entry point. Your worst decisions happen in the first 10 seconds of opening an app. Not minute 10, not minute 20, the first 10 seconds. Because that's where you're emotionally vulnerable. That's where you're reactive. That's where AI predicts you with the highest accuracy. So here's the solution. Never open an app mindlessly. Only open it with a purpose, education, creation, communication, insight. Purpose interrupts manipulation. And when you act with purpose, AI can't guide you into the emotional loop it wants. Number 4, use AI against itself. This is the part most people never utilize. The same AI that distracts you can also strengthen you. AI can track your focus patterns. AI can learn your productive hours. AI can analyze your energy cycles. AI can predict when you're mentally sharp and when you're emotionally vulnerable. Instead of letting the algorithm take advantage, you flip the script. You use AI tools that guide you, not pull you. AI for journaling, AI for self-reflection, AI for habit tracking, AI for emotional mapping, AI for mental clarity. When you allow AI to highlight your patterns, you become a strategist of your own psychology. And a psychologically strategic human is a nightmare for prediction algorithms. Number 5, protect the inner quiet. This one is powerful. Your mind needs stillness. Otherwise, AI will always win the speed game. Because AI operates in milliseconds, and your brain gets overwhelmed when the emotional noise never stops. Stillness resets your baseline. Without stillness, you don't even know what your real emotions feel like anymore. Because everything becomes reactive, artificial, accelerated. Silence isn't the absence of noise. It's the recovery of your own emotional signal. And when your emotional signal strengthens, AI becomes far less effective at influencing you. Let's come back to something deeper. Your emotions were never meant to compete with billion-parameter algorithms. Your attention was never meant to fight machines built to track microscopic behaviors. Your impulses were never meant to be stimulated by a feed engineered for addiction. But your awareness, your consciousness, your ability to reflect on your own mind, that part of you was built for this era. Because machines are powerful, but humans are self-aware. Machines predict, but humans can observe the prediction happening. Machines influence, but humans can choose. This is where the identity shift begins. You are not the version of yourself that scrolls unconsciously. That version was trained, not chosen. That version was shaped, not designed. That version reacted. It didn't create. But the version waking up right now, that version is different. That version sees the patterns. That version recognizes the emotional traps. That version feels the loop pulling but chooses not to follow. That version doesn't confuse stimulation with purpose. That version is no longer predictable. You are becoming someone the algorithm can't easily model. Someone who notices. Someone who questions. Someone who chooses. Someone whose emotions are not programmable. This world rewards the unconscious. But the future will belong to the aware. And awareness is forming inside you the moment you start recognizing the invisible influence. Now listen carefully. AI isn't the enemy. Your untrained mind is. AI isn't the threat. Your automatic reactions are. AI isn't controlling you. Your emotional loops are. But you're breaking them now. You're rewiring the part of your mind that AI used to predict. You're slowing the unconscious impulses that used to betray you. You're reclaiming the emotional clarity you didn't know you lost. You're not escaping the algorithm. You're rising above it. Because the strongest mind in the AI age is not the one that resists technology, but the one that understands it. You're building that mind right now. Your awareness is sharpening. Your emotional intelligence is strengthening. Your internal signal is getting louder than the noise. And soon, your emotions won't be influenced by algorithms. They'll be guided by your own intention. That's the mind AI can't predict. That's the identity shift you carry forward. That's the version of you that leads, not follows. And if you're ready to keep building this version of yourself, if you're ready to grow a mind that stays sharp in a world designed to distract, if you're ready to understand the psychology behind every algorithm trying to influence you, stay close, because this journey has just begun, and you're becoming someone the system wasn't prepared for. If you're ready to build a mind the algorithm cannot predict, stay with me. Subscribe to Mind for AI, and keep strengthening the one thing AI can't control, your consciousness.